I'm sorry, Jaylen Brown's not a number one.
Jaylen Brown helped the Boston Celtics to an NBA championship. Was named Finals MVP. He put up nearly 29 points a game, made second team All-NBA, finished sixth in MVP voting, and after all that, Boston's answer wasn't to build around him. It was to trade him to Philly for Paul George, who's 36, plus a handful of future picks. After everything Brown did, dragging the team to the playoffs when nobody even believed in them, he's out the door. The Celtics hardly try to keep it quiet too. Brown said he's both excited and disappointed. He talked about earning his respect in Boston, never asking for shortcuts or special treatment, just showing up every day and taking on every challenge. He thanked the city, the fans, talked about the relationships and the battles and the championship. You can tell leaving is hurting him.
Message was received. I wasn't thrilled with the amount of respect that was showed during this process.
Boston tried to move him for Giannis at first. When that didn't happen, they sent him to a division rival right after losing to Philly in the playoffs. How did the Sixers get Boston's best player from that series for what feels like pennies? Look at the kind of things said about Brown.
Sources tonight, two people in the league, one an executive, one a scout, say that Jaylen Brown it's a disease. He suddenly thinks he's the smartest guy in every room he's in. I've worked with people in the media. It's really, you get into a really bad space. You make a lot of money. Suddenly you're absolutely sure. You don't want to listen to your bosses. You don't want to listen to consultants. You don't want to listen to teammates. Jaylen's kind of, and by the way, this was, one executive told me, this was always a little bit of Jaylen Brown's personality.
I wish that my integrity and character haven't been attacked so much during this whole process.
Colin Cowherd went on social media and said his NBA sources called Brown's need to be the smartest guy in the room a disease and call him too expensive. That's just a way of painting Brown as a problem because he thinks for himself and doesn't fit the usual mold. Donovan Mitchell called that out by saying, critique basketball all you want, but disease is insane. We gotta stop letting people just say whatever. Come on, man. It's wild that speaking up for being smart gets twisted into being negative. Jaylen Brown stands out. He's not just about stats. He's very intelligent, vocal, and not afraid to challenge big brands or talk about real life issues. That makes people uncomfortable. They want guys who fit the script and never challenge the system. Brown's final MVP and leadership apparently weren't enough to make him untouchable. This is something you see in a lot of organizations, not just sports. People who challenge the usual way of doing things tend to get pushed out. The people in charge want things to run smoothly and for everyone to fall in line. If you're outspoken, if you ask tough questions, or if you make people uncomfortable, you're suddenly seen as a problem, no matter how good you are at your job. He's been in a lot of debates about analytics. Even after a solid year, his value keeps getting questioned. Now he's in Philly, which I think is a good position that he's in as long as everybody stays healthy. There's also this identity and race thing. Boston's history with race in sports hangs over everything. The perfect franchise player is supposed to be marketable, non-controversial, and never challenge the system. Well, everybody thinks that is Jason Tatum. Well, who fits that mold, is never on the block. Brown, who's authentic, outspoken, and intellectual, is always up for discussion, even when he's the one bringing home championships. It's about who makes the people in charge comfortable. In most places, if you don't challenge authority, you're safe. If you do, you're gone, no matter what you've done for them in the past. Now, Jaylen Brown is headed to Philly. He's not asking for anything, but
I just wish that the more to it could have been explained to me. Because if the more to it was explained, I think I would have understood.
He knows every city has its own identity and expectations, and he's ready to meet them. The way Boston handled this tells you everything. They're really not even trying to hide anything anymore. I just find it so funny, like they were so quick to get rid of JB, but I hope he does good in Philly, and I am really excited to see how this team will perform. But let me know what you think in the comments. If they made the right or the wrong decision, let me know. Thank you. Peace.
Hey, but that's life. We move on.